Top of the fourth inning here in Yakima. We're through three. Sweets lead at 4-2, and such a pleasure to be joined by the new general manager of the Yakima Valley Pippins, Jordan Rowland, also a co-owner. Just tell me about the process going from a media guy here in the West Coast League and now a co-owner and a general manager for a team that means so much to this community.
Man, it's kind of funny, yeah. Man, kind of a crazy story. I, talking to Bob Romero too of the former Yakima Bears. He was their first GM, and he actually was a media guy too. So he started in as a video guy, showed up at Parker Field when he heard they were announcing it. So I don't know. It's kind of funny to see both of our journey here to being a GM in this stadium in this city. I think being a video guy, I just was around the boys and around the team, kind of fell in love with the West Coast League, and originally just started looking for any opportunity we could get.
First pitch from McGuire is outside, but swung on. This is Logan Nakamura, 9-1 and 2 due up for Walla Walla here in the fourth. It was a process that took place after the season got done last year. Waving a miss there. Tell me about what that was like to purchase the team, you and the group of ownership. There's 11 that are a part of the ownership group for this squad. Yeah, we
tried 2 years ago. We gave them an offer and felt like we were ready. Looking at a need for local ownership, I think. Looking at a need for a little bit of change. Pippin's done a great job. It's a great brand. Really thankful, for what these guys did to keep baseball in Yakima.
Fly ball to right. And
for us, it was, just looking at, the timing of it, just saying, hey, we think we could come in maybe with a little bit new momentum.
So describe the group that helped purchase this team. You've got people from all across the valley that really care about this Pippins brand.
Yeah, it's really special. I mean, everybody that kind of came into the group, we started with a couple guys and, brought in some more friends, and we really just looked at who really cares about the valley. I mean, so many people do, but these guys that are, potentially, able to do this and use their means and their talents and, willing to take kind of this kind of project on. It's been a lot of work, but it's really special to see kind of the different talents that are there. We have a fisherman, Joe Rosenkrantz, and he's actually never spent a summer in Yakima his whole life, but yet he came out here and he's repairing nets or building nets for us because that's something he actually does for a living. We've got Brad Durham, who's a painter, and he's come in and just with his team, kind of given a lot of love to a stadium that's needed. So it's just fun to see the talent that we have in the group and the ways they can contribute in a unique way.
A lot of new ideas coming to the Pippins this summer. You've got all sorts of promo nights as that pitch is downstairs to Peyton Knowles. Describe the process of coming up with those nights and then executing those here early on. We've had a Piñata party, we've had Little League Day, and we had, of course, opening night with fireworks already.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of our ideas maybe come in the middle of the night when you wake up with weird, anxious thoughts, or, you're driving in your car or taking a shower. Some of these ideas are not great, but at the same time, we're going to try them because they're fun. Conspiracy Theory Night was one of those things where, Yakima is actually known for being one of the biggest hotbeds, apparently, for chemtrails. So trying to tell kind of a local story and then look at just how funny it is when people are really fully bought into some of these, mainstream conspiracy theories. We want to, poke some fun and have some fun with it.
There were a lot of changes that happened to the ballpark itself over the course of the offseason and a lot of work that went in right before the players reported here. The first thing and the most obvious is out in right field. Can you describe the thought process of putting in that short porch out there in right?
Yeah, I'm excited about the party porch. I mean, I don't think it's possible, really, that anyone in the history of Yakima baseball...
That's a nice catch out there by Tommy Lamb.
Amazing catch. Had a
2 away.
Tommy. Yeah, I don't think it's possible that anyone in the history of Yakima professional or semi-pro baseball no fan has ever caught a home run, because you look at Parker Field, they've got 16-foot fences. We've got 16 to 20-foot fences. So we were looking at how can we make it possible to have not only more home runs, but fans able to kind of, track a fly ball and potentially catch a home run. So that was really exciting for us. We actually would love to take down that whole wall in right field and add a park. There's a lot of space out there, but we kind of just looked at it in phases. What can we do now to add more fan space? What can we do to add more fun to the ballpark? What can we do to bring fans closer to the game? And so this was just kind of a harebrained idea that I think we pulled it off pretty well. We got wood chips out there. We've got picnic tables. We got Jersey Mike subs. Every time we throw a strikeout, we get another K on there, which is a lot of fun. But I got to tell you, I was sitting out there last night, and I love seeing a ball flying out there. The chance to catch a home run is a special part of being a fan. And so I hope there's a lot of home runs caught this season, a lot of Pippins home runs. But we already had a few that have actually cleared the entire wall out there. So nothing in the party porch yet, but it'll happen.
There's also been a lot of late work that's happened in the last week. The dedication of the ownership group and the staff that you've brought in, as there's a strikeout to gains us in. You want to stick around for another half inning?
I'd love to, man. I'll be here. I'll try to, stop talking so much.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. We'll have Jordan Rowland in the bottom half of the fourth. Welcome back to the Orchard. Walla Walla leads it 4-2. Pippins have already taken the series 2-0. Back in the booth with Jordan Rowland, general manager, co-owner of the Yakima Valley Pippins. It's had to have been stressful the last couple of weeks, but what was it like on opening night when the fireworks were going off and we got that game in? And did you take a deep breath?
I got to tell you, I haven't slept for months, but especially this last week, my biggest dread was that we would just do miserably and completely blow it and have people say, well, these guys tried and they're not going to bring anything to the Yakima Valley. And so that was this, big fear of mine, big anxiety. But no, I mean, when I finally saw everybody there, and honestly, the music coming in, great bands, the vibes of everyone, just excited for Pippins baseball. And honestly, it was the jerseys too. Everybody wearing these new Pippins green jerseys, brought to us by Banner Bank. They're super special people. I think I finally had this moment of, you know what, like we're going to be all right. Come on, stay fair.
Walker down the line, foul.
And Jackson Walker is a stud, man. I'm so excited he's been part of the Yakima baseball for this last year, and I'm part of the Pippins. But yeah, what a relief to just have full stands, sell out, maybe the first sellout in a long time. And honestly, it was the feedback from all the fans that people were excited. They're excited to kind of see what stories that we're telling, and the things we're trying to do just to bring a little entertainment. It just, I don't know, I had tears in my eyes a few different times, and just the relief was great, but then also just our owners were all there, and our families were all there, and our fans and friends, people supporting us, and I don't know, it was just cool to see Yakima Valley come together for something special like that.
1-1 here to Walker in the bottom of the fourth inning. Now it's 2-1. Bringing back Coach Krusty and then bringing in Coach Panch and Salsa, who's been a part of this team for the last 4 years. What went into the decision-making process there?
I think the first choice is bringing you back, Harmon. We're so excited you're here, man. Broadcaster of the year, and just honestly, you're such a talent, and we all appreciate you and love hearing you work. Oh, there's a nice shot by Walker. Let's go, buddy.
Here's some talent on the base pads as Walker picks up his first hit of the season with a leadoff double here in the fourth.
I want this sweep, Harmon. I'm not going to lie. I want the sweep pretty bad.
It's got to feel good for Jackson, finally getting on the hit parade.
Coach Krusty and he's the one who brought me into this. In 2023, I was coaching Little League, and I shot a video of little T-ballers, and he liked it. So he's like, hey, you should come in our dugout and shoot some video with the boys. And honestly, my whole life has changed since then. And Kyle and I have become great friends. He's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful coach. The cool thing that he is, that he does with his players, man, he just cares for them. And he's a big mental skills guy. He's a big culture guy. And the way he treats people is really special. The deep connections in the community is really special. He wants every kid to fall in love with baseball, and that's my priority too. And so it's just been a great partnership. Coach Panch too. I mean, the moment I met Panch, players love him. We want coaches that guys love to play for. This is summer ball. This isn't spring ball. It's not easy to grind it out through a long summer. But for Panch to come in and Kyle to be there, where guys just want to be in the clubhouse, they're going to get taken care of. They're going to develop. And honestly, it's a lot of the confidence too. A lot of things where being away from home, being away from their families, their girlfriends, it is not easy playing 60 games over summer. So that was a big priority. So we're excited to have Krusty back. He's a great recruiter. He's got great connections all over college baseball. And we've put together a fantastic roster. I want to win this first half. I want to win a West Coast League championship. And these guys are setting us up for great success. I will say with Salsa, too, we hired Salsa because he's a dog. We've loved having him with Pippin for 4 years. He's a competitor. We just love his personality. And he's come in and he's a pro. He's going to be a great pitching coach somewhere. We hope that the Pippins, he wants to come back next year. We hope we can keep him for a little bit, but he is just a wonderful dude. So it's a great staff. And I'll say, too, we also have Caleb. So Caleb Guadamus, he's a new intern with us on the coaching staff, and he's handling our data analytics. So he's given advanced scouting. He's given the guys their data reads from TrackMan and Synergy and all these things that are great tools for us. So it's rounding out that staff there is just really special.
The ballpark environment has just felt so alive the last few nights. The fan base here seems to really be buying into what you're starting to do. What does that make you feel like?
Oh, it's special, man. I mean, watching kids chase the piñata last night was something else. And honestly, just, high-fiving kids and meeting fans that have just told us thank you. It's cool that they recognize that there's a lot of potential here. And this is probably, I've always said, this is the best opportunity for Yakima to kind of unite and share something together. So, I don't know. It's just been really cool to have people here, and the vibes are really high. We've had a lot of snafus and hiccups, and we're new to this, and there's a lot of things in the process that are challenging.
Is this ball going to get down? Yes, it will.
All right.
Runners at the corners, as that's a single by Harry Wilton, his first hit of the year.
Yeah, I think we've been panicking a little bit because there's just so many things that are kind of going wrong or not perfect. But I don't know if the fans notice all those things all the time. And if they do, we've had some issues with food and beverage and things like that where people are waiting a little too long. But we're just working hard to honestly do our best to serve people, and I'm glad that people recognize that.
Mound visit here by Corey Keir. Let's talk promo schedule coming up here. All these ideas that you guys have gone through. Do you have a favorite on the list that you're anticipating?
Sorry, players?
Promo schedule.
Oh, promo schedule. Oh, man, Bears Night is really exciting for me. I think the Princess Unicorn Night, too. We've got real mini ponies with actual unicorn horns, which is cool. The Mexican theme nights have been really cool. Latin theme nights, corn night. I love corn season. I think when I first moved to Yakima, it was asparagus season. And I said, oh, asparagus season is like the best season. And then cherry season hit. You're like, cherry season's the best. It doesn't get any better than that. Then peach season hits, corn season. So it's just one of those things where I love to celebrate kind of the local Yakima flavors. So that one's a big one for me. I'm a little nervous about conspiracy theory night. Not gonna lie, but it'll be a lot of fun, man.
And the Pippins are trying something new this year. Hopefully, going to have an all-stars team that is here a couple of nights when the big club is not. What goes into that?
So we just figured, man, there should never be a Friday or Saturday night in Yakima that doesn't have a baseball game. And I've worked for the Portland Pickles. I actually played for the Portland Pickles All-Stars last year. Not going to lie, I got in at bat. My son Ralphie set the West Coast League record for stolen bases, which was fun. But I'm actually going to play for the Pickles again this year, so don't tell anybody. Against Ralphie, he's going to play on the YouTube Melonheads with some of your favorite baseball YouTubers. But the idea behind Pippins All-Stars was that we have all these guys that are just legends, man. Pippins that have been around a long time, former major leaguers, former Bears. We're trying to get some local celebrities that, may or may not have the talent to swing a bat, but we're actually playing against a college team. We're playing against the Portland Gherkins. It's going to be a good baseball game. But we just want a little extra entertainment. We're not going to go banana ball. I mean, that's not really my style. But at the same time, we are going to, change things up a little bit. We might even play softball for one inning. But at the same time, it'll be a good event. And then, the theme nights that are attached to those are really special. We got Conspiracy Theory Night, Bears Night. We got a Native American Heritage Night. And so the idea is extra entertainment and then bring back all our former Pips that we just, hopefully some former major leaguers that we, have followed throughout the years and have been and meant a lot to this, ball club.
What's it mean to you, as here's an 0-2 pitch by Tommy Lamb fouled off again, to be a part of a league that is slowly becoming more and more the forefront of summer baseball?
Oh, man. I mean, that was the thing for me when I first figured this out. Like, I didn't know the West Coast League existed. When you figure out who these players are and where they're at in their journey and kind of how humble they are when they're 18, 19. But then you recognize, like, Travis Bazzana, he's the number 1 overall draft pick, was just here like a couple years ago, tearing it up. Stephen Kwan, Adley Rushing, some of these dudes that are really making a significant impact around baseball.
Wilton had to hold up. There's an out at second, but the Pippins are going to score a run. Makes it a 1-run ball game. Tommy Lamb with I guess you can call that a fielder's choice because they went to second.
Yeah, I called Rob Nyer. He's our commissioner, and Rob's a great friend. He's an incredible writer. Rob, he's one of the original bloggers of any bloggers, but he was an ESPN baseball blogger for many, many years. He's written some fantastic books, but I texted Rob. Kyle gave me his number, and I texted Rob, and I said, I've got this idea to connect with our major league alumni throughout the league, and we need to tell their story. No one knows who these guys came and played in this ballpark, or they played in some of these teams. And so Rob didn't answer me for maybe 2 months. And then he finally got back to me and apologized. Said, I'm sorry I missed this. And the next night I got to shoot, with MLB and got to interview some of our former Pippins, Kenny Rosenberg, who's with the Angels at the time, Griffin Canning, Tyler Anderson. I got to work with the Astros. And then it really just set off kind of my journey in baseball video. So the next spring, my son and I got to film, with 20 major leaguers, work with 15 different clubs. And then that time connected with the Portland Pickles and was asked to shoot a documentary for MLB Network. So it's just been really fun to get into baseball that way and help tell the story of the West Coast League, because a lot of fans don't realize that these guys, we're not A-ball. It's not the Yakima Bears, but at the same time, we have just as many major leaguers sometimes coming out of this league as we do, single A drafted players. So that was my goal, is just to try to help tell that story. And then when you recognize and realize how humble these guys are when they're here and living in people's houses, that just makes it extra special, because that connection at that point, of the 50 major leaguers that I interviewed, every single one of them talked about their host families. Everyone talked about their cities that they played in. And just that kind of thing made me fall in love with the league even more, that it's a special time of life.
Lamb picked off at first. Jordan, thanks for joining us on the broadcast.
Thanks so much,
Best of luck the rest of the season. I can't wait to continue to work with you. Yakima Valley scores one more in the fourth. It's a one-run ball game as we head to the fifth.